Hey, what's good, people? It's your boy T-Lo Man coming at you with a new video. And in today's video, I got something special for you, something I haven't done in a minute, and it's a roster review. So in this roster review, we're going to be taking a look at Maniacalvampires. But before we do that, I just want to say, if you guys want your own roster review and you want to be put on the list, just make sure you join the Discord, and just in the Discord, hit me up and say, hey, I want my own roster review. Drop your GG page in the GG page section, and I'm going to get to you when I get to you. Hopefully it's pretty soon, because unfortunately I did not join the last season of 3v3, so I got a little bit of time. So hopefully I crank out a couple of these roster reviews, especially for those people that have been waiting for months now, it seems, since I started doing these roster reviews. I've been really lagging, but really want to make sure I get these out for you guys. But all right, let's do it. And also, before we get started as well, sorry about that, just want to say, if you could hit that like button and sub to the channel, that's a big help to me, and a really just an inspiration to me to keep on going. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subs at the moment right now. If I can get that, that would be awesome. Be really hyped for that, and you guys would be much appreciated. But all right, let's get into the Maniacalvampires roster. And first things first, we got a shout out. He did hit Kyber, so that's a big plus right there. Always like to see it. But like always, we're going to take a look at his arena and his fleet arena, and we're going to see how he's doing in there. When it comes to the regular arena, you're sitting at 156. I know you can get a little bit higher than that, but also when it comes to farming, that's going to drastically change your arena. If you're at 156 with a Padme squad, once you get gas going or one of these other top tier teams, it's really going to give you crystal income, a big boost, and help you out with all your other farms. Also, when it comes to fleet arena, I like seeing it. I like seeing the Tarkin in there. You got the TIE bomber at your GP. It's really good. Just the one thing I would focus on is definitely get those get two ships, which we're going to take a look at right now. But once you get those get two ships, it's going to be a wrap. You're going to destroy, and you're going to get good crystals. So definitely focus on that. I wouldn't focus on anything else when it comes to your get two. Just make sure that you get those negotiators first, and then I would go for malevolence. Get both of them. But other than that, your ships look pretty decent. Now let's go take a look at your characters. And when it comes to your roster and your characters, only at 1.8 GP, I like seeing the relic choices you have right there. Kenobi, you cannot go wrong, GG. Same with Padme. I like seeing Vader as well as JKL. Really good choices right there. Also see that you're prioritizing your Geos. Really good roster right there for your GP. Definitely you need some one of those heavy hitters like Gas and the Revens, as well as maybe a JKL, but that's further down the line. But Gas would definitely be my number one choice at the moment, as well as a Rebel team. But other than that, at your GP, I like that. One thing I would suggest is don't put gear on characters that you're not going to be using. So I see a lot of purples right there that are really low, some of blues as well. Only put gear on characters that you're going to actually use in your GAC or your TBs or stuff like that. Don't just go crazy with the gear. And also, one thing I will definitely say as well, focus on one team at a time. Get that team top notch, ready at G12. If that's where you're comfortable with, get them to G12 and really just pack and focus in on one team, and that'll really help out your roster. All right, right here, we're going to take a look at your speeds, and I'm really liking your speeds right here. You got your Padme at number 1, you got your Vader, as well as your other squads. But when it comes to Padme, we're checking out her speeds right here. She's pretty decent. One thing I will suggest, being a lower GP account, farm mods. I know it costs crystals to do those refreshes, but it's worth it. If you can farm at least a couple 50 refreshes, maybe even 1 or 2 a day, it's going to be a big plus, because you could have all the characters in the world, but if you don't get the mods to really support them, you're done. So definitely say don't fall into that trap where you're focusing hard onto characters and forgetting about mods. So definitely focus on mods. I see that you got your Vader down packed right there. I like his mods as well. You got speed set on him, but you're hitting almost those thresholds when it comes to those points that you want to hit with Vader. I would definitely consider, maybe when you get a chance, when you get the mod inventory up, changing to an offense set and keeping it around the same stat level. And I'm really liking your roster right here. You got Watt at a 1.8 million GP. Really good right there. Definitely would say gear him up ASAP. He's really good even at a low star. he's still viable. But all right, let's jump into your 501st now, and we'll take a look at your clones. So when it comes to your 501st, I'm definitely looking at them, and they definitely need a little bit of love. I like that you have the Zeta on 5s already, but I would say definitely if you already invested a Zeta, start investing some gear into these guys. Get them to at least a G12 level. I know you have a Shock T from which we saw in your speeds. She's already pretty fast for your roster, so if you gear her up as well as the clones, you have a nice decent team right there that is viable on defense and offense. So I would definitely say invest a little bit of gear in here, maybe after or during your grind for gas, because that would definitely be my first priority when it comes to your roster. But you definitely gear these guys up, give you a really great viable team that you can have in GAC. Alright, next up we're going to take a look at your bounty hunters. I like that you have the good bounty hunters in those first couple slots. You got Bosk already at a G12 level, so he's already with a big checkpoint right there. Next up, I would definitely get to G12 would be Django. Django is an awesome character, and the more gear and stuff you have on him, the harder he hits. I have mine at a relic level, and I do not regret it. I have him at R5, and he just destroys, has opportunity to completely one-shot characters. Boba is a really nice character as well. You got an AoE, you got ability blocks as well as the big hit. Definitely would say gear those guys up. And when it comes to those other two flex spots, I would say Mandalorian, because he has the disintegrate. That's going to be really clutch when it comes to different teams. And also, you got to have Greef Karga. Greef Karga has got that cleanse, that mass assist, the retribution. Really nice character right there. And with those 5, it's going to give you a nice solid team, get you Chewbacca, and get you a lot of wins in GAC. Alright, up next we're going to take a look at your Empire, and I like that you have Vader already relicked, ready to go, sitting at R5 with well mods as well, especially at your GP. One thing I would definitely suggest you get up would be Thrawn. Thrawn needs to be at G12 like yesterday, because Thrawn is one of those characters that is just transcendent and really just helps transform multiple teams. He's a plug and play character and can really just help you ensure that you're going to get that win. But you need to have him at a level where he's survivable, especially when he has that fracture going. Also, when it comes to your Vader squad, if you have Palp, you have Darth Vader, you have Thrawn, and you have Watt. One thing I would suggest is getting another character to put under there. Pre-Taunt would be my number one choice. I also like seeing Piet and also like seeing Gideon. Gideon can be used at that level of stars if you gear him up, and really can help you beat a majority of teams, especially in those lower divisions, because it's going to ensure that you're taking out that damage from the opposing team and really reducing it, making sure that they don't destroy you. So definitely would say get your Gideon up, because he's really valuable in those lower ranked GP GACs. So definitely would say that. And other than that, really liking your Vader and your other Empire, but definitely get your Thrawn up. That would be my number one suggestion when it comes to Empire. Alright, right here we're going to take a look at your Ewoks. Usually you don't look at Ewoks, but because you are a lower GP, we're going to take a look at them, so see how you're going with that C-3PO grind. One thing I would suggest is finish the stars on Wicked, which you obviously probably already know, but I would definitely give them a run. It might take you a couple hundred tries to get C-3PO, but the lower level your Ewoks are that you're able to get C-3PO, the better it's going to be. I'm telling you, Ewok is a team that you're going to forget, and you're going to put in a box and you're not going to use till later, unless you're one of those guys that gear them up to G13, and even then they're not even that viable. So definitely try to do as low gear as possible to get your C-3PO. Alright, up next we're going to take a look at your First Order, and when it comes to the First Order, you definitely don't have them really geared up, so I wouldn't put majority of your focus in there right now. I would definitely try to get gas in the Revents, but definitely consider putting some effort into them eventually. Maybe you can even farm them passively, because SLKR is the number one GL. I would definitely suggest him over all the other GLs, because that's going to help you not only in your raids, that's going to help you in your arena, and really is a great GL overall. So definitely would consider him as your number one GL, but that's down the line. We'll probably end up doing another roster review before you end up doing a GL grind, so don't even worry about that. I just wanted to say that so you have that in your mind, so that you definitely want to focus SLKR as your first GL. But right here, we're going to take a look at your Galactic Republic. And when it comes to your Galactic Republic, I see that your C3PO is already unlocked, which is really good to see. So definitely keep that in mind when it comes to those Ewoks. Lowest gears possible to get him to a 7-star is a win in my book. But really like seeing the other characters you have in there as well. Shock T, I was one of those characters I would definitely consider putting a Zeta on, because like I said earlier in the 501st, she can babysit the clones until you get gas, and that gives you a really viable team. And other than that, I like the flexibility you're able to have in your Padme squad. You can have Yoda in there, you can have Shock T as well as C3PO, so really liking that. Up next, we got your Geos. Geos are really clean. Don't do anything with your Geos. Keep them the way they are. You have them modded correctly. I really would suggest just keeping them the way they are. We're going to take a look at GBA right here. I love seeing the speed and the health set, because if you're not aware, health is what transfers on GBA. All the other characters, you want to have protection on their primaries, but health is the one that you really want to focus on GBA. So like seeing that. And when it comes to your spy, I really like seeing that you have that damage dealing set right there. Speed doesn't really matter on him. It's a matter of just trying to get him to hit as hard as possible, especially if yours having relic levels. I would definitely consider down the line having some of those 6-dot mods on there, so it can really just enhance its damage even more. So definitely would consider that. But other than that, I really like your Geos. Keep them the way they are, and wouldn't invest any more into them, because especially down the line, Geos may be great in your division right now, but once you get down to the further divisions like Division 1, Division 2, they're a little bit viable, but Division 1, they really lose a lot of their luster that they usually have. Alright, and up next, we're going to take a look at some Night Sisters. And when it comes to your Night Sisters, you really don't have them developed. This is going to be a personal choice, because especially now, in the later game, Night Sisters are really falling out of a lot of people's roster. So it's really going to be dependent on how much you like the Night Sisters and how much you think they're cool. If you think they're cool, definitely gear them up. They're a great team for stealing banners, especially in the D2, maybe early D1 level. You can steal some banners, maybe improve them on offense. But the only bad thing with them is offense, you're only going to get a 55. Defense, they're probably going to get one shot, but you're going to steal some banners. So it's one of those teams. Do you really want to invest heavily into them? So definitely would consider it, but I'm going to leave this up to you. See what you like. If you like the Night Sisters, gear them up. If you don't, you can probably pass as well. Alright, and right here we're going to take a look at your Old Republic, and your Old Republic needs some love, man. Revan is one of those teams that you definitely need desperately in your roster. Obviously, you're closer to gas, so I would say go for gas first, but Revan would be that secondary choice that I would go after, because that not only is going to give you a really viable team at Revan and the Jedi, it's also going to lead you into Malik and Darth Revan and Bastila and give you another great team. So definitely keep that in mind. After gas, I would definitely focus my attention on getting both the Revans. Right here, we got your Rebels, and I really like that you have 7-star on your Han Solo already. I would definitely put some gear onto him, because even by himself, Han Solo is a plug-and-play character, especially if you're seeing Watts in your lineups on defense and GAC. You can really just shut that whole character down. But also like seeing that you have the characters available to you to unlock CLS. I know that you're missing a couple stars like on Han, like Farm Boy Luke, but once you get him unlocked, that's really great right there. That's going to give you a team in itself with CLS, Han, and Chewbacca. I don't know if I do this before I go into the Revans. I'm leaning towards Revans first before unlocking CLS and really just getting a pimped out version of these Rebels, but really would consider it. I'm gonna leave that one up to you as well. If you feel like you're closer to getting a CLS trio going, I would definitely do that. But remember, you're probably gonna have to invest a little bit of gear into your bounty hunters as well, because you're gonna want that 7-star Chewbacca. He's fine at 5 stars, but I'm telling you, 7 stars makes a big difference on him. So really take that in consideration when you're debating on going for those Revens or going for those CLS squad after you're done with gas. And right here, we're going to be taking a look at your resistance. Your resistance is non-existent, so I would definitely put no effort into this right now. Put this on the back burner, but eventually probably come around back to it just because this is going to get you Ray, and Ray is a great GL as well. But alright, right here, we're going to take a look at your scoundrels, and I'm looking for one thing and one thing only, and it's Nest, and I do not see Nest. That's one of the things I would prioritize. Even at the same time you're doing gas, get yourself a Nest. Nest is a team amongst yourself and really can take out a lot of stuff you're probably seeing on your defensive boards in GAC. So get yourself a Nest, get her to G12, put the Zeta on her, and I'm telling you, you're not going to regret it. It's a great character and you need her ASAP. Her value is extremely higher in the lower end gameplay than the high end. So you want her as quickly as possible. You already have her, you already have a Bosk available to you and a Houndstooth at a G12 level. You can get that node done. I'm telling you, get Nest. Nest is a priority, and at the same time you're doing gas, you should be doing Nest. Alright, and right here we're going to take a look at your Separatists. I like your Separatists. One thing I would say, you're going to have to beat them up when you get gas. That's B2 and that's B1 are the ones I would definitely consider getting to relics. You probably get away with B5 or B1. B1 at a R5 level. B2, I would say maybe even a R3. You don't have to go higher than that. Droidica, you're going to have to finish the stars on her or him. And really just put a Zeta on there as well. You could probably keep it at that gear level, to be honest, but the Zeta is a must. And also Asajj is going to be another character you're going to have to gear up, probably get to relic levels. I know I got mine to R3 and it worked, so definitely would consider maybe getting it to an R3 level. Mag, you can probably get away with G12, but you're going to have to make sure the mods are extremely beefy because you need it to take a couple hits. It can't die off the first hit from gas, so definitely you're going to have to work on those mods when you get into that event. But other than that, you should be ready to go. And like I said earlier, I love that you have Watt available to you as a Separatist. Really, really good. You can put that with Vader and have a nasty, nasty squad. But alright, right here, we're going to take a look at your Sith. And when it comes to Sith, I like what you're doing. You got yourself a nice little Sith trio. You got your Traya, your Scion, and Nihilus. One thing I would suggest, and we're going to take a look at the mods right here, is get them as beefy as possible. But it's depending on what you're using them for. But if you are using them for taking out those Geos, one thing I really would suggest is getting those defensive mods. But because yours is at a lower level, maybe a health set would work better. But crit avoidance is another great arrow to put on Traya as well as Scion, because that's really going to reduce that damage income from spy from the opposite team. And even at a lower gear level, it's going to allow you to get past those teams and really just stay tanky enough so they eventually kill themselves. But like that you have the Sith trio available to you, especially at your GP. That's really, really excellent. Alright, and that's pretty much going to do it for your roster review, Maniacalvampire. If you have any questions at all, you know where to find me. I'm on the Discord. Just hit me up in there. We could talk about your roster. We can have other people talk about your roster, see what they saw, see what can help you get to your best level in the game. So when you get to those higher divisions, you can just destroy everybody you come across. But like what you're doing, just continue doing what you're doing. Can't wait to do another one of these roster reviews in the future, see where you've grown, what you've done with your roster. I know you're going to have an excellent roster at the end of the day, so really excited to see the progress on this. But like I said in the beginning of the video, if you want your own roster review, link is going to be down below in the description, so just make sure you hop in there, say what's up, tell me you want a roster review, and I'll put you on the list. Other than that, that's going to do it for this one. Hope you guys enjoyed this, and I'm going to catch you later.